Welcome to Women in Fitness Business. This is Kelly Sanders, and I'm here to inspire you so that you can have a fitness business and a lifestyle that you love. This is your dose of inspiration where we chat all things fitness business by combining the proven strategies plus the mindset. The moment that you combine these, you gain momentum that increases your fitness business and income to the level that you have always wanted. Welcome to the Women in Fitness podcast. Today I have a special guest for you. Her name is Linda Rankin, and she is the owner of Results Personal Training Management. And she has owned that business since 2014, and since then has continued to take RPTM to the next level and provide her clients with more skill, more knowledge, and training opportunities. September of 2016 saw her move into her very own studio, and her dreams of having a premier training facility in Mackay became a reality. And now she gets to help hundreds of women and men all around the area of Mackay to improve their health and fitness. So welcome, Linda. Thank you so much for joining us on the Women in Fitness Business podcast.
No, thank you for having me today.
So good. I love your background. Like, you've been in the industry for quite a while. So do you mind just sharing with our listeners just a little bit about how you got started in fitness?
Yeah, of course. So started 2011. I started my certification, and that was just through a friend who actually owned RPTM. And I had my kids, so I wasn't working anymore, and it just came at a good time, and it was a good chance for me to looking at a different direction after having kids as to what I was then going to do with my life. So did that, started working for her as an instructor within the business. And then, she moved away in 2014, saw the opportunity for me to buy the business off her and continue to grow it from there. So primarily we were all outdoor boot camps, outdoor group fitness. My style then kind of started to change. My own training changed. And then I got the opportunity to move into a studio in 2016. So that was a really exciting time. But it was a big change as well for the business. It was a complete restructure. And it was a hard change. It was very different, but things have just kept growing from there, which is great.
That's awesome. So with your training facility now, you mentioned that you were outdoors and then you moved indoors. So with your indoor facility, like, how does that look for you now?
So it's funnily enough, it's not that different to outdoor training style. I guess my studio itself, we're a little bit lucky in that it's not a commercial, air-conditioned, closed-in environment. It is an industrial type shed environment. So with the roller doors up, you've got that open feeling of, not being stuck in a gym, which I think a lot of ladies like, because a lot of ladies don't like going to a gym. So that has helped as well. Just with my main clientele, they don't want to go and just sit on machines and do weights and stuff like that. So majority of it is still group fitness classing, using body weight, just dumbbells, kettlebells, that kind of stuff, not using machines and that kind of stuff. So that was really good. So that transition as in the class types was really good. And then and it was just then tapping into the different demographic of people as well to keep growing.
That's awesome. Now, one of the things that you have done super well with is growth. Like, you have managed to grow your business from where exactly when you first started your business? Where were you? How many members did you have? Clients?
When I moved into the studio, I remember I had 40 members on like direct debit memberships. And then, you still had the few on other options, but 40 members. And at the moment I'm just over 100 members. And then we have quite a lot of one-on-one PTs that are separate as well. So so we've got a client base of close to probably 130 to 150.
Fabulous. I love that. Now, one of the things that every fitness business wants to know is about growth and how to get more clients. So what has been some of the ways that you have generated new clients in your business? It's worked super well for you.
Yeah, definitely. I think really getting consistent with my marketing, consistent with, obviously, Facebook is still the primary, marketing tool I think that most of us are using, and just being consistent with that. And, going from 1 or 2 posts every couple of days to, 4 or 5 every single day, which sounds like a lot, but when you look at, not everybody sees them. So that's been my consistent for definitely the last, 5 years. It took me probably a year to kind of get up to that, but so that's definitely number one. And just introducing the members packs as well, that was really cool. And so I still do those, and every new member that starts gets their members pack in. Within that, we have our referral program as well. The monthly offers that we do, every month we change our offers just to give people that opportunity to try before they buy, I guess. Come and see what we're all about, what we can offer you, and see if we're the right fit for you. So every month that changes too, and that, depending on that, that's just going to bring in different people who are then they see it and then they're like, yep, I'm ready now, I'm going to jump in on this. So that's been huge as well.
I love that. And one of the things that you mentioned, and this is really, really super important, is the consistency of your marketing. Now, if there's one person I see in my feed, it is Linda's business, because yes, she is posting 3, 4, 5 times per day. I'm absolutely seeing at least one of her posts every single day, which is awesome. It just goes to show how much of a difference that you're making in your local area. So that consistency has, again, a massive compound effect, because I find, and I think you'll probably, agree with me, Linda, is that you'll notice that if you're posting, and you'll get a flow of leads and new clients coming through, but then you stop, it's like the lead flow then starts to dry off as well. And then you're sort of like scrambling to get back into that routine to generate more leads. So I really love how you say consistent, because that's really, really super important.
Yeah. And I think it's just like with anything, it's more a branding campaign as well. So, it's keeping the name there and the logo or the image or whatever. It's just keeping it there. Even if people aren't actually interested as such in what you're offering, they still know who you are. And when they are ready, so that's what that consistency does as well.
Absolutely. When they are ready, that you're so exactly right. Because let's face it, not everyone is ready right now, but you're going to be that first person that they go to in Mackay when they absolutely are ready. And the beauty of those strategies as well, Linda, is that they're not costing you necessarily any money. It's all pure, just organic marketing, and done consistently will help grow your business. So any other strategies that you implement to generate new clients and grow your business?
I guess probably one of the other big things is back prior to owning the business, when I was working in the business, we ran what everybody does, challenges. I was not a big fan of challenges at all. I don't like the word challenges. And I really felt icky about doing them. So when I bought the business, I stopped doing them. Like I'd been helping do it while I was a trainer, and they didn't feel right. So I stopped them. And then after a couple of years, I went, you know what? Everybody wants them. People ask me about them. I'm like, do I want to do this? Don't I? I'm like, you know what? I can do this, but it needs to be the way I want it to be. And I call them projects. I don't call them challenges. And we just changed the focus. So I run 3 of those a year, and they have been amazing. From the first one I did, where I wasn't sure how it was going to go because it was so different to what I had done in the past or what RPTM had done in the past. But they really, as it turns out, everybody loves them and everybody wants them, and it gives them that direction, that focus. But it also is a really good lead generator, because if you can get people in for that 8 weeks and they can get those results and they feel part of the family, then it's an easy conversion to keep them going and keep them on their health and fitness path, with you guiding them. So that has been huge as well.
I love how you said that it's the way that I wanted it to be, because all too often people will do a strategy for the sake of doing a strategy, no matter how it feels. And so for you to just honor that feeling of like, oh, that feels a little bit icky, it doesn't sit right with me, and not doing it is a real kudos to you, because people can pick up on that energy if you're not feeling it, that they'll smell it a mile away. So for you to go within and really look at, okay, well, people are asking for these challenges. They do love them. I get that. But what's a way that I can adapt it in a way that does align with me and does feel good and does serve my greater community and my dream clients as well, without that, crazy feeling. So that's really cool. So what would you say was some adjustments that you made to ensuring that it feels good for you and is aligned for your clients?
Yeah, I guess the biggest thing for me personally, and there's nothing wrong with doing it this way, is that I took out any winners and losers. That was the thing that didn't really sit well with me, when we'd run them in the past when I was working for the business or working with other businesses. And there was always like your biggest loser, who could lose the most amount of weight or centimeters in 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever it was. You know, and I remember one that we did and we had, you know, amazing results. We had 10 kilos, 9 kilos, 8 kilos, even 7 kilos in a 6-week period. And that's massive. That's huge. But then to go and say to somebody, oh, look, you lost 9 kilos, which is in 6 weeks is huge. It's amazing. But somebody else lost 9.5. So they won, you know, and I just, that was the big thing that didn't sit well for me. So we don't ever do that. It's all about becoming a better person than you know, like if it's 12 weeks, then in 12 weeks time, can you look back and say, I'm making better choices now. I'm a better person now. And that's your prize, you know, that's where you've won. So that was the biggest thing for me. And I have never, you know, in 4 years of running 3 a year, I have not once had anybody ask me, why do we not have prizes? Why do we not have the biggest loser or anything like that? It has never, ever come up. So yeah, that was probably the biggest change that I made when I started doing them again. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Now, when you said that you run them 3 times a year, do you run the same challenge 3 times a year or you switch them around?
So the structure is the same. I just vary them a little bit in the way that I'll mix and match some of the recipes. So there'll be some recipes that I'll use for every single project. And then I might just change, you know, 30% of them for each of the 3 projects. They're different lengths. So the one we're currently in at the moment, it's only a 5-week one. It's a nice little one to get us started for the year. My next one's 8 weeks, and the one at the end of the year is 6 weeks. So that also caters for different people. Some people just go, oh, 8 weeks, that's too much, but they're happy to do a 6-week one. And then I just change the focus a little bit too. So the one we're doing now is, because it's the beginning of the year, it's more focused on just weekly tasks. Weekly, we set 3 small tasks every week that aren't even necessarily weight loss or fitness focus. It might be, okay, this week I'm going to look at upping my water to 2 liters a day. That could be number 1. The second one might be I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to be in bed by 9:30 every night. So just changing habits. So this one is a huge one on changing habits that, you know, it's going to last us for the rest of the year. You know, just set ourselves up right at the start. So that's this one. The next one will be more of a focus on women and confidence, making women or helping women to get their confidence back and feeling like a lady. It's called My Little Black Dress Project. So it's all about that confidence and, you know, making sure that they allow themselves to have the time for them as well. So that one, that's a big focus on that one as well. And then the end of the year, we do a little bit more mindset work on in the one that goes at the end of the year. So it's all very similar structure. You use a lot of the same templates. I can just change the wording and throw in a few different things throughout the project weeks.
It's so cool how you switch around the different focus of the challenges throughout the year. So it's not the same thing over and over, that you are tapping into different pain points and emotions and pleasures of, you know, what a client may want and what someone else wants, maybe something different to someone else. So it's really great that you're able to help so many people throughout those challenges, those 3 times a year that you run. How many people roughly on average do you get per round?
Generally, most of the projects will be anywhere from probably at the moment 45 to up to 70 people per project. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. It's
so good.
Really good to be able to help that many people in one hit, but still feel like I'm able to give them all their individual attention as well.
Yeah.
Which was also important. My biggest thing too. And that's my biggest thing in business too, is like, I never want to get to the point where I don't know how many kids somebody has or what their husband's name is and things like that. That's what makes us who we are. So not losing that connection with clients. So that's one thing I wanted to make sure that I maintained as well every time we run a project.
So powerful. So powerful. And so that's obviously attributed to the massive, you know, the growth of, as well, of your business and, you know, getting these people in through the challenge. And then once they come in and get great results and love that community that you've got, they obviously want to stay into your membership. It's been a huge way for growth in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. And to the point when I first, because I was uneasy about them when I first run that first one, and there was a lot of work to get that first one up and running.
There's a lot of work.
And I wasn't sure how it was going to work or what was going to happen or how I would feel or how it would be received. And once I did it, I went, why did I not do this earlier? Not just for the business side of things, not just to grow my business, but just because everybody just got so much out of it, and it changed so many people's lives. And and so it was like, oh, it's just so good on so many levels.
Fabulous. I love that. So good. And the beauty is that one of the things that you have created is you have systemized, and for anyone who follows me knows that I love systems, and which allows you to have some more freedom to do more of the things that you love. You've actually systemized your whole process of your challenges. So you've taken from the groundwork, done all the emails, meal plans, exercise side of things, welcome books, the resources for tip sheets and measurement guides. Like, you've completely created an entire program around that. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah, everything's documented, and some of them, even from year to year, when I reuse the same project, some things will change. So I've still got 2017's this project, and then that's in a folder, and then the next year some of the documents may be slightly changed, but it's all still the same, but yeah, that's all saved again. So daily emails. Some of the projects have daily emails, some I only do to a week. It just kind of depends. All the Facebook posts as well, that's a big thing. And I do that not even just within my project groups, but also all of my Facebook posts that I do on my public Facebook page. I keep a copy of everything. Every time I'm like, oh, that's
wow,
and I post something, and then I'll copy and paste it into a Word document. So it's the only way to do it, I think, in business. You don't want to keep reinventing the wheel. So just do it.
Yes.
Do it once.
So true.
And then, you've got the structure there, you've got the base there, and you can always adapt from there.
Yeah, so true. And the beauty is that Linda has made this available for you as well with her Drop a Dress Size program, where she just helps you increase your leads, grow your fitness business, and keep you motivated. So she actually gives you all in a nutshell, the whole entire system of how to run a challenge. So I'll put the details of that in the show notes below as well. So when you think about your fitness business, and you've obviously been in the industry for quite a long time, like, what would you say to people who are currently in the business? What are some tips to help them continue with their growth, to help them on their journey, to help make their life a bit easier when it comes to owning a fitness business? What are some of your hot tips?
Oh, I think at times, I think whatever you do, you've just got to be in alignment with, everything you do, you need to feel comfortable doing. You need to believe in what you're putting out, because that will bring people in. And I think the other thing too is, don't get caught up in competition. Don't worry about what other people in your area are doing. And this is a big thing for me. I don't follow any gyms in my area or any PT studios. There's a couple that are similar to what I do, but I don't follow them because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they're doing. I'm not one of those people that are going to go, oh, well, they're releasing something soon, I better release something. Like, just run your own race, because people will see through that if you don't. So just run your own race, be your own person, and just do what feels good for you. And if you just decide that, oh, I'm just going to spare a moment, you might want to do a sale on something, then do it. If you decide that you're going to do a little bit of a challenge, but you might just, if you're not sure, you might just start in-house and only offer it to clients you've already got. And that might just be what you feel you need to do because you're not quite ready to open it up to the outside public, which is fine, and test the waters in that. But yeah, really the biggest thing is just run your own race. Don't worry about what other people are doing, and make sure that every decision you make, you are confident and happy with that decision.
Very wise words of wisdom. One of the things that's come up recently I've seen with some people is that imposter syndrome. And you've nailed it on the head, because with imposter syndrome is that when you're not being your true, authentic self, when you're trying to be someone that you're not, that's when you can feel like imposter syndrome. But if you can wholeheartedly say that, you know what, this is me, this is who I am, I'm being totally aligned on authentic, you will not have the challenge of imposter syndrome, because you don't have to pretend to be anyone else. You just be you, and you stand in your power, and you do what you're best at. And yeah, like Linda said, I think it's a great idea that you don't follow competition, because you just run your own race, and that way then, you just keep focused on what's important to you. So that is such a beautiful tip, and definitely, you know, something that keeps coming up. We see in our Women in Fitness Facebook group recently as well around that imposter syndrome. So it's really nice to hear you say that. So thank you so much, Linda. It's been lovely chatting. I love speaking to women in fitness who are mums who, you know, not just doing amazing things with their businesses, but, you know, juggling a bit of family life and business, and still creating the freedom that they love and creating the lifestyles that they dreamed, and also impacting the community. So I thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. If anyone would like to get in contact with you, what's the best way to follow you or reach out? How can they do that?
Yeah, so follow me on Facebook. RPTM, Results Personal Training Management, is my business page, and yeah, be able to find us on Instagram as well, which is Linda Rankin _PT_RPTM. So yeah, by all means, you know, if you're interested in what I do and how I do it, you know, it's just got to find what works for you. But sometimes looking at what other people are doing that aren't in your area, obviously, can definitely help if you're feeling a little bit stale especially with marketing and stuff like that. And I you know, I do that a little bit too with the girls and women in business too that I've got to know. You know, we all follow each other too, and it's good sometimes just to get fresh ideas of what other people are thinking and doing as well, that you can then make your own. And yeah, always do that. Always make everything your own, and make it, everything you do needs to be in your words as well.
Absolutely, because if you do, you know, and this is what I've also seen over my last few decades, is that, you know, people who do try and copy other people, it just doesn't work. They're always on the back foot, watching and scrambling, trying to make it work. When they're, again, you know, this is where the imposter syndrome comes in, because they're not being true and authentic to themselves. But when, you know, and I do exactly what Linda does as well, is that, you know, you look out for inspiration and get ideas to help your community, but it's from your place, your heart-centered space of love, and in your words of how you help people. So yeah, absolutely. So follow Linda, check her out. She's absolutely amazing, doing wonderful things in Mackay. And also for those ladies who would love a done for you challenge, where to increase your leads, grow your fitness business, and keep your clients motivated, Linda has put that all together for you. So I'll pop the link down in the show notes as well, so you can access that and check it out. And why wouldn't you want to get that and run a proven challenge, given that you do it 3 times a year and you've been doing it for years? So it's awesome. It's all there done for you. Why reinvent the wheel, as you said? Super cool. So thank you so much, Linda, for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It was my pleasure.
And I'm sure we'll have her on again sometime soon, because she's absolutely incredible. All right, ladies, thank you so much. I'll see you next episode.